Yeah, I'm filming this straight after my other video. No, I don't care. As you, as an individual, may or may not know, I am 18 years old. I turned 18 this year and I am living my best life. I'm not. And so as you, as an individual, may or may not know, 18 is the ripe old age of confusion. Now, I don't necessarily mean confusion of your sexuality, confusion of who you think you are, but that's definitely a thing. I mean confusion for older people, for older generations. Judging by what I call this video, you may or may not know what I'm about to talk about, but if you are of an age younger than any generation, you have been subjected to "you're too young to understand." Excuse me? I would say from about the ages 18 to 21, you're pretty much in the red zone. You are at risk of being treated like the trashiest of trash in adulthood. It's the kind of stage where people will be like, oh, you're old enough to call your own doctor, you're old enough to set your own appointments, you're old enough to be an adult, but as soon as you say your opinion, as soon as you express an opinion that is different to anybody in an older generation, bam! Bam, bam, pacham, 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 pam. Bam, bam, pacham. You're too young to understand. I'm sorry. I mean, I'm not sorry, but excuse me? I didn't get the memo that told me that you get to decide whether or not I'm an adult, or when I'm an adult and when I am not. Excuse me? Maybe you should send it again. Maybe you should get your publicist to send it through, or your assistant or whatever. Maybe you should, like, it's not here in my hand. Ever. Because, like, last time I checked, you don't get a say over how old I am, and you don't get a say over what opinions I have. I mean, come on, what? What? I can pay my taxes and own a home. I can even have a child at this point. And, I can't have an opinion? What kind of logic? Again, hello, this goes without saying. This isn't everybody, blah, 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 blah. Different experiences, blah, 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 blah. Like, bruh. I mean, the way I see it, the "you're too young to understand" is like a lazy person response. It's like the coward's "shut up." What? So I challenge your opinions and you immediately tell me that they're not valid because A, I'm too young, and B, you can't come up with a rebuttal? It's like older generations think that all of my opinions are just absorbed from TV shows or from the internet. Just, if they're absorbed, I'm just regurgitating. It's like I can't come up with my own opinion. That'd be ridiculous. Imagine that. Imagine coming up with my own opinion. Wow. Wow, imagine that. That's crazy. Wow. I can't. Wow. Wow. They also like to think that me disagreeing with their opinion is just my sense of entitlement. It's just my way to stick it to the man. That's not... Bruh! I'm just trying to have a friendly conversation, which I am knowledgeable about. I wouldn't chip in if I didn't know what I was talking about. Who do you think you are to tell me that I am too young? It's like they use this line, that "you're too young to understand, as a get out of jail free card. It's like every decade that they have lived more than I, that card enforces its strength. Like, fuck arguing with like a 100-year-old person. You would be dead. You're too young to understand. Oh. And we're kind of stuck in this loophole. We're stuck in this constant spiral of what do we do until, you know, we've reached the age where they're like, oh, okay, that's an okay opinion. I will, yeah, you know what, that's right. Because they love to hate and bash on the fact that we're the worst generation. We've ruined everything that the baby boomers have stood for. We, as millennials, are trash. What have we done for this generation? What have we done for society? They like to think that we are the worst generation, and yet, anytime we say something intelligent, they prevent us from ever breaking out of those stereotypes. They prevent us from proving otherwise, even though, might I just add, we shouldn't need to prove that we are valid people, that we are intelligent and have brains. We shouldn't have to prove that, but here we are. I just love that they leave us to drown in our uni debt, despite the fact that this generation has brought us towards a more communicative world. Never has the world been more in contact than it is today. Never has the world ever been able to connect with somebody on the complete opposite side of this planet. Like, does that not blow your mind? Like, fine, whatever. Leave us to wade in this recession, so long as it means that we challenge your racism, your bigotry, whether that be online or in person. You're going to be more dismissive of me when I'm in person, so online is really the way to go. What kind of... I can tell you right now, back in the day, nobody would challenge your racism. And, let's be real, there was a lot. What were you doing? Because I love when they use, back in my day, things were better, you know, just along those lines. And I'm like, yes, back in your day, you could afford to pay for college and have your own house with your own family and still have enough to retire at an appropriate age. Back in your day, people, i.e. a lot of people, the LGBT community, the black community, fuck, any coloured community at all. Back in your day, we didn't have the rights, we didn't have them. Back in your day, you were on top. And you don't like that anymore. I'm being too harsh. Maybe they just don't understand our generation, you know? And you know, that's great. Like, better yourself. Understand what's going on, but dismiss the notion that you know more about a millennial's issues than a millennial. Dismiss the notion that because you are older than I, you know more. I don't know, because maybe they're banging on us because they were banged on as younger people, you know. Maybe the divide didn't start with us. Oh, but what do I know? I'm too young to understand. I gotta go. Bye.